Johnny Depp is not going to be a happy camper today after a judge ruled in favor of the Sun newspaper in the defamation case. This move may further substantiate the claims made by Amber Heard, and we're about to break it all down for you right here on IO. Welcome back to InformOverload. I'm your host and bacon overlord Johnny Rogers, and you're watching the #1 tea-spelling entertainment news show on the internet. Before we kick this video off, if you want to see more videos just like this one, all you have to do is tap that playlist in the corner of your screen. Also, if you want to get notified whenever we post new content, you gotta be a subscriber, so make sure you hit that subscribe button too. Now, without any further delay, let's get right into today's story. If you've been following along with us in the battle of he said and she said, you'll know that Johnny Depp had sued the Sun newspaper after a publication was printed alleging that the actor had beaten his ex-wife Amber Heard, and in addition he was also suing News Group newspapers as well as executive editor Dan Wooten. The lawsuit was in regards to recouping damages he suffered to his reputation after the article was printed, although the court is now refusing to award Mr. Depp any compensation at all. Even though Mr. Depp is still vehemently denying all allegations of abuse towards Amber Heard, Justice Nickel ruled today in favor of the News Group newspapers and claimed that the article in question was substantially true. For those of you who aren't legal scholars, substantial truth is a law that does not require a statement to be perfectly accurate in every conceivable way to be considered true. Courts have said that some false statements must be protected for the wider purpose of allowing the dissemination of truthful speech. The resulting doctrine is known as substantial truth. Under the substantial truth doctrine, minor factual inaccuracies will be ignored so long as the inaccuracies do not materially alter the substance or impact of what is being communicated. In other words, only the gist of a statement must be corrected. This use of substantial truth as a defense is particularly powerful because a judge often has to grant judgment in favor of the defendant, which in this case was the Sun newspaper. It's perhaps the fastest way to get out of an otherwise expensive defamation case. When handing down the verdict, the judge had this to say: "Although he has proved the necessary elements of his cause of action in libel, the defendants have shown that what they published in the meaning which I have held the words to bear was substantially true. I have reached these conclusions having examined in detail the 14 incidents on which the defendants rely, as well as the overarching considerations which the claimant submitted I should take into account." In response to the ruling, a spokesperson for the Sun newspaper said that the Sun has stood up and campaigned for the victims of domestic abuse for over 20 years, adding, "Domestic abuse victims must never be silenced, and we thank the judge for his careful consideration and thank Amber Heard for her courage in giving evidence to the court." This final verdict comes just 3 months following the closing statements given in court. Within the trial, we heard testimonies from Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, security personnel, various employees, as well as friends, former lovers, and relatives of both Depp and Heard. Depp's lawyer is still furious with the ruling, as he cited previously that the article clearly made defamatory allegations of the utmost seriousness. On the opening day of the trial, Depp's lawyer, Mr. Sherborne, said, "The articles amount to a full-scale attack on the claimant as a wife-beater guilty of the most horrendous physical abuse. The author deploys a panoply of cultural and topical references, mainly the Me Too movement, the Time's Up movement, and the disgraced film mogul and serial abuser of women Harvey Weinstein in order to convey the seriousness of what the claimant is alleged to have done. They are allegations which the claimant absolutely denies and which at the time of publication he had already publicly denied. Despite that, the defendants published the allegations without any reference to the claimant's position to launch Mr. Wooten's brand new column with fanfare." Mr. Sherburne went on to say, "They even deliberately misused and misquoted Me Too and Time's Up victim Catherine Kendall to present the false impression that she, and by obvious implication the Me Too movement, as well as endorsed these allegations, something which Ms. Kendall complained about in writing to the Sun but to no avail. The claimant's position is clear. Ms. Heard's allegations are complete lies. The claimant was not violent towards Ms. Heard. It was she who was violent to him." Although the lawyers for News Group newspapers continue to double down on what the article had originally published. They claim that their description of Depp as a wife-beater was in fact accurate and truthful. Lawyer Sasha Wass stated in court, "His wife-beating behavior included throwing objects at her, slapping her across the face, kicking her, gripping her around the throat, and threatening to kill her. In periods of sobriety following Mr. Depp's destructive rages, he recognized the problems he faced, apologized to Ms. Heard, and blamed what he described as his illness. He referred to his drunken and violent persona as the monster. When sober, Mr. Depp was capable of kindness, charm, and generosity. The side of character which he described as the monster was jealous, controlling, violent, and savage. It is these characteristics which qualify him for the term wife-beater." Over the course of 5 days, Johnny Depp had spent close to 20 hours in the witness box and faced an intense line of questioning about his lifestyle, his substance abuse, and the allegations of violence he's facing. Even though this is the end of the libel case, I really don't think that this feud is over quite yet. With that though, let's check out some of your comments from the video titled "Charlie and Dixie D'Amelio bully Keemstar because of this." Sealan Wang says, "I feel like Mr. Beast's response to this whole thing was very mature. I mean, he has always seemed to have the best of intentions when dealing with stuff like this, and I trust that Mr. Beast didn't actually want to create any controversy surrounding this event. It's not like he needs the extra attention, but yes, his response was spot on." Haley Pond says, "Johnny's humble take on all the compliments is so adorable, but yes, bring on the suits." Thank you so much, Haley, and I will bring the suit back sometime. Well, we'll give it some time. Maybe once it gets less cold. 6 months? I don't know. Kayla Gill says, what? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Isn't Charlie like known for standing up against bullying? She sure is, but really most of the back and forth was coming from Dixie, so take that for what it is. Regina Getter says, did her parents do her homework too? I'm sorry, but I had to chuckle at that just a little. Yeah, Keemstar is a good source of jokes. Sometimes. Nadine Rochelle says, of course they are in the news again. I mean, how could we not put them in the news after that online backlash? We gotta talk about something. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and thank you to the most amazing team behind the scenes for all of their hard work. If you enjoyed this video, then please show us some love here by tapping that like and subscribe button. Plus, don't forget to leave us a comment down below with your thoughts on today's story. And for more videos like this one, all you have to do is hit that playlist when it pops up. From Inform Overload, my name is Johnny Rogers, and until next time, stay classy.